Hi, this is Mrs. Zhu, and we are going to be working on homework number 5 with Pythagorean theorem and doing a little bit of area review. Starting on the first side of the worksheet, for number 1, we do not need to find to the nearest tenth. Actually, leave it as an irrational number, and an irrational number would include not perfect square roots. So I'm looking for not perfect square roots. So number 1, I can use the method where I find the squares of each of the sides of the triangle. If I look at each of the sides of the triangle, I can also notice that if I see a right angle, then opposite of that would be my hypotenuse. So 7 would be my hypotenuse, which is actually represented in the Pythagorean theorem as letter C. And then these two other sides would be the legs, so A and B. Now it doesn't matter if you want to put A or B at the bottom with a 3 or on the side, that's totally fine. So C is 7, I'll say A is 3, and I'm going to look for B. So my Pythagorean theorem formula says that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 squared, add it with B squared, make it equal to 7 squared. Now, because I'm looking for the missing leg, what I will be doing is I will be taking the squares 9 and 49 and I will be subtracting them. Okay, just like this. So what I'm going to have is B squared will equal to 40. This is one method to do it. If you would like to use the formula B squared equals to C squared minus A squared, then this would also be what happens when you do 49 minus 9, which is going to be square root of 40. So our answer here to find the side of B is going to be the square root of 40. That's my final answer. If you want to give the approximate answer, you may, but I'm really looking for square root of 40. The approximate answer is 6, but we don't need that. Number 2, make sure that you find the missing piece, which is letter C. Number 4, you're looking for letter B or A when you use the formula. On number 5, we did that one in class. Again, you're looking to see if the lengths form a right triangle. So we'd have to use the Pythagorean theorem formula, which tells me that if these A, B's, and C's fit A squared plus B squared equals C squared, then it will prove that it is a right triangle. Now we're going to see if 6, 8, and 9 work. So does 6 squared plus 8 squared equal to 9 squared? Well, we're going to square them and see. Does 36 plus 64 equal to 81? Does that work? 36 plus 64 is actually 100, so that is not equal to 81, so it's not equal, so the answer is no. No, 6, 8, and 9, if they were lengths in a triangle, 6, 8, and 9, they would not make a 90-degree angle right here. No 90 degree. Basically, that's what it's saying. So you would do the same thing, and you can use the same formula, A squared plus B squared equals C squared, for all 4 of the questions. At the bottom here, we have number 1. We did that in class. I'm going to explain it again. We have a rectangle and a half circle. The rectangle area is found by applying base times height. So my base is 12, my height is 8. When I multiply, I get 96. So the area of just the rectangular portion is 96. Then I'm going to find the area of the half circle. Now, I don't know the formula for the area of a half circle, but I do know the area formula for a full circle. Okay, the area formula for the first full circle is pi radius squared. And since I only want half of it, I can then, after multiplying pi and radius squared, I can divide it by 2. So this is the formula for the half circle. Now I do need the radius of the circle to find my answer. That is going to be 3.14 times my radius. Now, it says right here that the diameter actually is 8. This here is our diameter, which means that my radius would be half of that, because the radius is only from here in the middle to the very edge, and so the radius would be equal to 4. So my 4 will go right here, and then I'm going to square that. Then after I multiply that, I can divide by 2. So a shortcut way to do that is to do 3.14, square this 4, which is 16, divided with 2. I can take 16 and 2 and divide that first, getting me 8. So 3.14 times 8, and I can do it just like this, so I don't have to multiply the decimal too many times or divide too many decimals. So that is going to give me 25.12. Now some of you might have gotten this by getting 50.24, then dividing 2, which still gave you 25.12. So that's the area of the half circle, area of half the circle. And now we're going to add 96 to it, which is the area of the rectangle. So when I add them, I get 121.12, and I'm going to label it meters squared. So my final answer for number 1 is this highlighted blue answer here, 121.12 meters squared. That's the area of the shaded portion. I had a rectangle shaded and a half circle shaded. I'm going to help you with number 6. On number 6, we have 2 shapes here. Do you recognize what the 2 shapes are? Good. One of them is a triangle, and that's right here. And then there's a second shape on the outside right here. Let me outline it for you. And that is a trapezoid. Very good. So I need to do 2 formulas, a trapezoid formula and a triangle formula. Look back into your notes or even the homework from last night. The area of a trapezoid is half of the base times height plus half of the second base times height. And then I'm going to subtract it with the triangle inside. What that's going to do is I'm going to have the outside minus the inside to give me what is left over, which is the shaded part. The area of the triangle formula is half of base times height. So here's a lot of bases and heights. We just need to make sure we get the right bases and the height. For the trapezoid here, the base 1 would be 22. And then for the trapezoid, the base 2 would be 18 at the top. Okay, so I'm going to plug that in now. Half 22 times height plus half 18 times height. Okay, and the height is always how far the bases are. Now, that would be right here, which is the 12. So that's the height of my trapezoid. So 12 and 12. Okay, and then I'm going to work that one out first. So half of 22 is 11 times 12 plus half of 18, which is 9 times 12. Okay, that is going to give me 132 plus 108, and if I add those two together, I will get 240. So that's the outside. The whole trapezoid is 240. But I want to subtract the triangle. So I'm going to now go to the triangle. The triangle is half. The base here of the triangle is 16. Okay, 16. And the height of the triangle is 12. So all of the heights happen to be the same for the triangle and the trapezoid. So half of 16 is 8. 8 times 12 is 96. So I'm going to subtract 96 from 240, and then giving me my final answer of, what did you get? Very good. The answer is 144 meters squared. My final answer here. I want you to try the rest by yourself. Try your very best, and we will check to see if you got those answers right, like number 5 and number 3 that we didn't do in class. Maybe we didn't finish number 4, and some classes we didn't do number 2. So we'll see you tomorrow, and good luck.